Eagles fly. Let's peep the squad. Big Pat Shell and Dante the Dark Jive. Drop the stats on them. Drop the facts on them. Spur game, baby. Let's get it on.
Hey, fam, it's your man Dante the Dark Knight, or just Dark Knight. What's up? Eagles game day today, preseason. Our Philadelphia Eagles take on the Indianapolis Colts in preseason action. As usual, we were not going to see the starters tonight, I don't think. I haven't heard anything about us seeing them. We haven't seen them normally in the preseason, but we still have a lot of young, exciting players that we like to keep our eye on. Most notably, in my eyes, is Sidney Brown. I love that guy. I love that. He's a heat-seeking missile. He comes out to hit and to hit hard, and I like to see him. I want to see Nolan Smith. I want to see Jalen Carter. I want to see the young guys, man, and I'm glad that they're not yet starters, so we at least get to see them in the preseason. Last week was we had a lot to talk about. I told you guys to take notes and bring them to class tonight. I hope that you've done that. But I'm looking forward to tonight's game, man. We heard that in practice this week there was a rumble. Jason Kelce just got in the mix, and he's a veteran. It was out of character. I mean, he's a tough guy, don't get me wrong, but it was kind of out of character for him to mix it up like that. But he got in the mix. The big news is Jonathan Taylor is asked for. He wants out of Indianapolis, and our Philadelphia Eagles have been sources have said that we are aggressively looking to make a trade to acquire him. And you can't kick a guy like that out of the bed, but I thought we were cool in the running back room. But I guess when you have a running back of that quality out there and available, our Howie, he doesn't rest on trying to acquire the best talent for this team. So he's in the mix, and he wants that guy. And I don't mind having him, even with Swift and all that. That's crazy. But all right, I got somebody in the room already saying nope to Taylor. I'm not going to be mad if they don't get him. Either way, I'm going to be all right. Either way, if they don't get him, I'm okay with Swift. I'm okay with Swifty. I'm okay with Penny, although he's not been lighting it up. He played a little bit better last game. And I'm okay with Gainwell. And, in the proposed trade, I read one story where Gainwell might be the one that they trade along with draft compensation and for Jonathan Taylor. Now, the reason why I would be against the Jonathan Taylor move is I don't want to give up anything. I think that we're stacked enough. Like, I don't want to give up anything. And this guy is a dynamic running back, and they're going to probably be seeking some compensation that I'm not willing to give up. But we know how he fleeces teams in trade deals, so maybe we get him for a pack of bubblegum. I don't know. If we get him for a pack of bubblegum, or my standing offer for Quez Watkins, 2 peanut butter jelly sandwiches and a big glass of milk, if we can get him for that, then yeah, I'll take him then. I'll take him. All right, you guys, I am flying solo tonight. I don't have any co-host, so I got to carry the load all by my lonesome tonight. So I got to get into work gear. Hold on, wait a minute. This is going to be, I got to carry the load tonight. So let me hold on. I got to turn my hat around. All right, now I'm ready to put that work in. All right, so here we go. Let's get this thing started. So I have to do the soundboard by myself. I have to do everything by myself. So all right. All right, here we go. So you're watching Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around, that's by us Eagles fans for us Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles, and we do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite beverage. I'm going to take the adult out of it because I'm not drinking anymore. So we do it while we enjoy our favorite beverage in the form of shots. So since I'm not partaking of the alcoholic beverages anymore, I have, just to get ready for the show, just to pull me through, because I've got to do all the talking tonight. I got a little rehab monster. So you guys, you can still do your shots now. That's a part of the culture. If Pat was here, he would have his tequila or his brown, whatever that he chooses to drink. And he's not here, though, but he's in the chat room. I see him in the chat room. So here we go. You guys, let me know what you're drinking out there. Here I go. Down the hatch. 3, 2, 1. You're now listening to the first quarter. Let me get to my co-hosts. You guys are my co-hosts tonight. That are you people that are in the chat rooms tonight. And the first person in the room tonight is JT. JT, go Birds. What's up, fam? What's up, JT? JT, I'm going to post it in the group tonight. JT, I have been so busy. I apologize. I apologize, but JT has some tickets available, club level seats, some great seats too. I'm gonna post it in the Eagles Talk group chat on Facebook. So if you guys are a member of that, you'll see it probably right after the show. I'll try to get it in there. I sent it to the co-host. I mean, I've been so busy, JT. I'm just now sending it to the co-host. I am so sorry, but they are wonderful seats, great prices. I'll post it there, and you guys. JT, what do they have to do? They have to give their email address or post their email address or something like that. I barely read your message, but I did get it. So, yeah, he has some good tickets for the Eagles at the Commanders. This is down in Washington, D.C., so, you know, little road trip, but you get to sit in some wonderful seats, and I think there is even a tailgate before that. JT can confirm that while he's on here. But anyway, the second person in the room is Wayne. Wayne says, at Eagles family, what's up, Wayne? Thanks for joining us tonight. Drew is in the house. Drew says, yo, what's up, Drew? And my co-host, who should be in the screen, like right next to me, but he's not, or this way. He would be over there, but he's not. He's in Florida. So he says, let's go. Hey, Pat, do you get the game down in Florida? Are you in? Well, you're in Tampa Bay, so they do have a Tampa Bay Eagles bar down there. I do know that. They call it the Bird Nest of the South, or Tampa Bay or the South, or something like that. Real famous. You should have tried to make your way there. I know you're at a convention. Maybe you couldn't get away, but I do remember that. Clifford Johnson is in the house. He said, what's up, Bird Gang? What's up? Wilbur Jones. What's up, Mr. Jones? How are you? Where's your lovely wife? Or that's the wrong Jones. That's the wrong Jones, I think. Or is it? I'm sorry. Big S Bird is in the house. He says, thoughts on JT, Jonathan Taylor. Yeah, like I said, I would take him, but I just don't want to give up anything. Like, you know, I'm stingy like that. But, you know, if how we can work out a deal where we're not going to suffer too much. I don't want to give up any draft capital. I think we had a wonderful draft this year, and it's not over. We still need to supply this team with as much young talent, young star talent as we can. So I don't want to give up any high draft capital to get Jonathan Taylor. And I know he's an outstanding back, you know, probably the best back in the league. And if not, he's definitely in the top 3 conversation. So I guess it would be a big pickup if we got him, and he's only 24 years old. So he's still got some left in the tank there. But I just don't, you know, I think that we're good. I just think that we're good. So I'm not going to be mad either way. If we do secure him and he's in the bird nest and we bring him down to the NovaCare Center, I'll be okay with that. But if we do not, I still think we're going to be favorites to go to the Super Bowl. I don't think that not getting him is going to diminish our chances for going far in the playoffs and getting back to the Super Bowl. So that's my take on JT. Tony Barron, our resident from down under, he's checked in, says, yo, fam, have we got JT yet? No, we do not have JT. And Ed is on YouTube. And thank you guys for following us on YouTube. Whoever is on YouTube watching, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that like button so you'll be notified every time that we go live here on Eagles Talk. So Big S Bird says NFC runs throw Philly. All right. Yeah, Tony, who wouldn't want Taylor Swift party in Philly? Yeah, Taylor Swift. Oh, that was good. Taylor Swift in the backfield. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, and he does. And that's another point there. Ed makes, he said JT wants paper. Yeah, don't forget that. He wants to be paid. And to bring him in, they would have to do that. And you don't bring him in unless you are prepared to give him the paper, right? You don't get rid of draft picks, draft capital, and players to get a guy that you let walk when his contract is up. So that's another tricky situation. I wonder, would they do a sign and trade or something like that? I don't know. But remember, We have to pay Jalen, although his deal is team friendly. It's not killing us to have such a big contract on the books, how he has structured it in a way that it's not killing us. It's not preventing us from still going out and to get some talent. But I don't know, how much talent we can afford with this contract. Even though it is team friendly, it is on the books. So Tony says, I remember how we fleecing the Dolphins for Ajayi. Anything is possible. But Ajayi was like damaged goods a little bit. I mean, he had enough left in the tank, especially for our Super Bowl run that year. But you saw how quickly he fell off. Like we knew that it was almost like we knew that knee is only good for about 15 games, and that's what happened. That knee was good for about 15 games, and then after 15 games, that knee was done. So that's why he was able to fleece the Dolphins. The Dolphins also knew about that knee, and that's why they took so little compensation for us to get him. Jonathan Taylor, whole different story. This dude's a beast. He's coming off a great year, and he's still in his prime at 24 years old. So I don't think that we're going to get him on the cheap. It does help the fact that he wants to be out of there, but it doesn't help. I don't think it drops the asking price of Indianapolis to the level where we can just give them, 2 peanut butter jelly sandwiches. We're going to have to give them something. And that's what I don't want to, I don't want to part with those things. I think we have a solid team, a solid roster, a great mix of veterans and young talent. And to keep this boat afloat, I think we have to continue to add young talent to this team. And how do you do that? You do it with the draft capital that Howie has amassed. So I don't want to give up a lot of that, even though Jonathan Taylor's a pretty young dude. So again, me personally, I'll take him for the right deal. I'm not going to be mad if Howie does get him, depending on what he gives up. But I'm not going to be mad if Howie doesn't get him. That's just where I am with it. Let me see. Do you think Eli Ricks? All right, Lethan says, do you think Eli Ricks cracks the 50-man roster? He's raw, but I like his upside. I do too, and I think that they like him also. And I think it was shown when they let Greedy Williams go and kept him on the roster thus far. So I think he has a good chance. I don't know if he cracks the 53-man, because that's your question right there. Do you think he cracks the 53-man roster? I don't know if he cracks the 53-man roster. I still have to see some more of his play, but he's definitely a prime candidate for the practice squad, right? And this is the situation with our backfield, right? We have talent in our secondary. Our secondary, we have talent there, right? And one of the, not downsides, but one of the effects of having such a solid and good team and good players at that position is that we have to make some tough decisions, right? We're going to probably let some secondary players go that can play in this league. So they're going to, so he may not make it to the practice squad. We have some talented secondary players, and this is what happens when you have a talented team. You can't keep everyone. Oh, kicking my foot under the table. I'm sorry. I kicked the microphone, the power to the microphone off. I'm sorry for that interruption. But yeah, this is the dilemma of having a good team, that we're not going to be able to keep everyone. So there's going to be some good players that we let go that that may be scooped up by other teams because they are talented. Now, Rick's may be one of those. But if he does make a practice squad, that'd be great. If he clears waivers, like Ed said right here. Kayvon Wallace is on the bubble. Yeah, he's on the bubble. We have a lot. All right, so here's JT. I'm finally catching up to his comment here, and this is concerning those tickets. Eagles at the Commanders on October the 29th. JT has some tickets, some good seats, lower level and club level. If I'm correct, right? And he says, I'm putting the comment on the screen, inbox me your email and I will send you the link to buy your tickets if you're interested. Thanks in advance. So that's how you do it. I'm going to put the information up on, or you can do it, JT. What I'm talking about? You're in the darn group. You can post it on there, but if not, I'll put it on there as soon as I get off the air. Tony says we gave the Colts Wentz once. They'll take anything. Yeah, well, Wentz still had a low value. I mean, we knew he sucked, but he wasn't that shot yet. He wasn't shot when we gave him to the Colts. People still had hope that he could play in the same manner that he did in our Super Bowl year in 2017. We found out that he couldn't, that he was just a mess. But that's why we got over on the Colts with Wentz. This is different. We're trying to acquire a player from them. So it's kind of reversed now. So we'll see how it plays out. James Edgefield, thanks for following. He's like our original loyal follower on YouTube. He says, I would go after a premier safety or linebacker before I go after a running back. I believe we got more than enough in the backfield. I do too, James. That's my belief. That's why I wouldn't be upset if they don't get Jonathan Taylor. I would also, would target a linebacker or a safety, even though, I'm not totally upset with what we have in either position right now, but could it be better? Yes, it could be better, right? We all feel comfortable about the other units on defense. We definitely feel comfortable about our secondary. We definitely feel comfortable about our D-line and our pass rushers. We just have a little question about those 3-down linebackers, those 2 3-down linebackers, right? And we got N'Kobe, and I think Cunningham is going to be the one that emerges from that linebacker battle. They're not bad, but could we upgrade? Maybe. Yeah, maybe we could upgrade. Safeties, I'm okay with them too, but could we upgrade? Yeah, we probably could upgrade. But I think those 2 units, although they may be the weakest units on defense, though, can be helped by those other 2 units, the cornerbacks and the pass rush. They help out. We talk about CJ last year and how great he was in turnovers, getting interceptions, but we also talk about the fact that he happened to play on a very talented defense last year, on a defensive line that was raising hell damn near every time the quarterback dropped back to pass. So that makes a safety's job or a secondary's job a lot easier when you have that. So maybe the same thing will happen this year, where we question our linebackers and safeties, but because of the play of the corners and that pass rush, it may elevate, or it may allow those other units to look better than we think they are. You know what I mean? It's a team sport. That defense plays together. It's like a well-oiled machine. We say that the pass rush and the secondary go hand in hand. Pass rush gets there, they cause havoc. The secondary doesn't have to stick the receivers too long. The quarterback doesn't have that long because of our pass rush. So it helps the secondary out. And then we have such good cover corners that helps the pass rush out. The quarterback doesn't find an open receiver immediately because they're well covered. That gives the pass rush just that much longer to get to the quarterback. So, I'm okay. I'm okay with the defense. I'm okay with the talent that we have on the field. We've talked about it all off season. The biggest question I think is going to be our defensive coordinator and how he schemes. We're just hoping that he is as aggressive as he has proclaimed to be in his press conferences. Now, I do another show called State of the Eagles which will be coming on at 8:30. So I told BG, my co-host on that show, I told him I'm gonna warm it up for you. So you guys make sure you stay tuned in 8:30, and on Eagles Talk Facebook page, you will see State of the Eagles following Eagles Talk. We go off at 8:00. They come on at 8:30, and he'll be having special guests. Well, not special guests. I think they're doing a show now together. But OG Wade, if anybody's from the Philadelphia area and you listen to WIP Sports Talk Radio and you listen to the afternoon show, Marks and Reese, OG Wade is a celebrity caller. Well, no, he's one of the more popular callers on that afternoon show. And now he's doing a podcast or a show with BG31, Bird Gang 31, whom I also do another show with on the weekends too. And they'll be following at 8:30. So you guys might want to check them out. I'll tell you right now, I'll give you a preview because I've done a show with both of them at the same time. And I do the show weekly with BG. And they are big, huge, ginormous Jalen Hurts fans. And I'm a Jalen Hurts fan too. But they are even bigger they're on the Nichelle level of Jalen Hurts. And I think they're even past Nichelle on the love that they have for Jalen Hurts. Those two are some of the few that think that Jalen Hurts is better than Patrick Mahomes. And I love Jalen Hurts, but I am not at this time ready to proclaim that just yet, that he's better than Patrick Mahomes. But those two are, and they will argue you to the death on that fact that Jalen Hurts is better than Patrick Mahomes. So, and Denise says she thinks he is too. James says we will be breaking sack record this year. I believe we'll have at the lowest 80 sacks. That would be amazing, but it wouldn't be far-fetched, right? If you think about it, because I talked about it on another program, right? You think about it, Hassan Reddick and Nolan Smith coming off the edges. I mean, because so far, Nolan Smith looks like Hassan Reddick 2.0. You guys tell me if you agree or not. He looks like Hassan Reddick 2.0. He was wrecking havoc last week in that game. He was all over the place. He was chasing the quarterback down. He was doing a lot of things, and that is what I'm looking for tonight. That's why, you know what? This team is so good that even though the first string players are not playing, it's still exciting to watch the preseason. And that says a lot. When you don't get to see the likes of Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, Jason Kelce, when you don't get a chance to see the likes of them, you know, Hassan Reddick and the defensive line, Fletch, BG, Josh Sweat, the secondary with Slay and Bradbury. You don't get to see them and you're still excited to see them play tonight. That says a lot for the amount of talent that this team has, because those young guys, I want to see them. I said in the opening, I want to see Sidney Brown. I want to see Nolan Smith. I want to see Jalen Carter. You know, they'll have limited snaps, but you'll get to see them in the first quarter, right? I want to see Jalen Carter. I want to see Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter next to each other. I want to see what those few snaps that they get look like. Hemi Hands is in the house. What's up, Hemi? It says, our front four and defense is definitely going to be the truth this season. Quarterbacks is going to be scared to play the Eagles defense. And that's what that's what I want to see. I want to see them scared to play the Eagles defense, because although we had a great year on the defense last year, the defense second in the league, they were just like this far away from being the number one defense, because it's judged on total yards, and they were just, and San Fran had bested them by, I think, less than 100 yards. So they were damn near the best defense last year. And that was with a defensive coordinator who called a passive game, especially in the second half. And he got to do it a lot because our offense would just explode on teams and have a big lead going into the second half. And after the second half, Jonathan Gannon would just dial it back and just play prevent. Like, we don't want to give up the big play. And we hated to see that passive type of defense. So I think with a defensive coordinator that may call a more aggressive defense throughout the game, yeah, this defense has the chance to be even better than last year. Another question mark on whether that can happen or not is how fast the young guys develop and are able to contribute on that defense this year. We got some young guys taking the places of some veterans that had departed. You know, we got N'Kobe Dean taking TJ Edwards' spot, and he's only in the second year. We got Jalen Carter or Jordan Davis, either or, that's really taking the place of Javon Hargrave. Javon Hargrave and the such. So we have to see if these young guys can get up to speed real quick. Jalen Carter looks like he's getting up to speed real quick. He looks like he can come in and play from the start. And that's from all the reports we're getting out of training camp. And that's from his teammates. Goddard was in the interview and he said, "Yo, yeah, I tried to put hands on him for a few seconds, but he's a beast." And he said I'm glad he's on my team, along with some other. Lane Johnson gave him high praise too. So you're talking about two all-pro players here. Although Goddard is not a true offensive lineman, he does take pride in blocking. And he admit to how hard it is to block Jalen Carter. But we don't expect Dallas Goedert to be able to block a pass rusher or a defensive tackle as monstrous as Jalen Carter. But it's still good to hear that he's giving them a lot of respect. Slay called them a baby rhino. Ed said he called him a baby rhino. Yeah, that's what we're getting out of training camp. And, we've seen flashes of that even in the preseason. We saw his first snap of his career in preseason, and he just totally destroyed that. I think it was center or guard, and got pressure on the quarterback. That was impressive. Last week, a little quieter, but if you analyze his snaps, he did a good job on his snaps. He's going to cause attention. He's going to cause attention to himself on that defensive line, and that bodes well for the defensive line. If he is causing attention, that means somebody else getting one-on-one, because you can't double team everybody on the defensive line, right? That's the value. I know we like to look at the sexy stat, the sacks and all that, but sometimes you have to look at the blockers he eats up, the attention that he draws to himself. That means that if you're paying attention with two offensive linemen on him, somebody's got to get single coverage, right? And you got Hassan Reddick, you got Fletcher Cox still has something in the tank. BG still has something in the tank. Josh Sweat, has a lot in the tank. And these guys are going to, and they can beat one-on-one. So I like them already. Le'Veon says Gannon called a vanilla defense all year. Yes, he said that. We said that, and we're looking to decide to call a more aggressive defensive scheme. Someone said they saw flashes of it. I know a lot of things are vanilla in the preseason, but you can see little flashes of some of the formations that he puts, or some of the combination of players that he puts out on the field. And if you have a big enough imagination, you can imagine that some of those packages are going to include Hassan Reddick and some of the starters in the place of those second and third string players that you see on the field tonight. So when you see certain formations, just imagine those formations with the starters in there. So if you see Nolan Smith on one edge and you see another linebacker on the other edge, imagine that other linebacker being Hassan Reddick. And so you have two, like a NASCAR package with Nolan Smith and Hassan Reddick is going to be very scary. It's going to be like the Lion King when they said Mufasa. Yeah, Mufasa, ooh, everybody got scared, right? So you see the NASCAR package and you see Hassan Reddick and Nolan Smith out there, they're going to, woo, they're out there, they're coming. And then Jalen Carter in the middle with Fletch, Jordan Davis, and the such. I don't know, man. I don't know. Ed Clinton says, my guy says fewer sacks will generate more turnovers. And that's always good. The more turnovers, the better. James Edgefield says, I believe Blankenship will be an all-pro this year. He's always around the ball, right? And he's another example of the talent that Howie has amassed for this team. Undrafted free agent, and he's now a projected starter in his second year. Undrafted free agent, and now he's a projected starter in his second year. He had a solid year last year. Didn't light a lot on fire, but he was solid. He was smart. He's not the best cover safety, but he does have a nose for the ball. And the reports coming out of training camp thus far, you know, a lot of picks in training camp. That's good. So he's taken his game and he's improved in the offseason, and he's taking advantage of the opportunity he has. You know, how many undrafted free agents get the opportunity to be the starter on such a good team too? So that's what you have to do, especially in this league, in the NFL. You can, when careers are short, they're not as long as basketball, baseball, or anything like that. You're playing, it's rent is due every practice damn near, you know, when you're an undrafted free agent, and he has made the most of his opportunities. Unlike my man Quez Watkins, whom is hurt, right? He's hurt now. But unlike Quez Watkins, I tell you, you don't have a lot of time to make an impression or take advantage of the opportunities, and especially a guy like Quez, right? Because he's the third, not even a third. He's maybe like the fourth or fifth option in the passing game most times. So you don't get a lot of opportunities, but when you get them, you have to take advantage. You've got to deliver on your opportunities, especially when they're few and far between, right? You've got to take advantage, and I think that's where he dropped the ball. He just wasn't reliable enough for me, and some people are mad at me because I was down on Quez, but Quez is hurt, so we don't have to worry about that anymore as of the moment. You know, I don't know, but Richard Layton is in the house. He said, I'm late Eagles fan. What's up? What's up, Richard? I am been going too long before I've taken a break, so let me end this quarter here. And that's the end of the quarter. All right. You're watching, listening to Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around, that's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans here on Eagles Talk. We like to talk about our favorite football team. That's the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite adult beverage in the form of shots. I don't drink anymore, so I'm doing my monster drink because I have to carry the load tonight and I have to do all the talking. So I needed a little pick-me-up. So I got a little pick-me-up. But you guys, please indulge in your favorite adult beverage and join me as we do a shot for our Philadelphia Eagles. So here we go. Here we go. Down the hatch. Let me know what you're drinking out there in the chat room. Down the hatch to our Philadelphia Eagles. 3, 2, 1. You're now listening to the second quarter. Here we go. Dion Jones says, I can imagine. Can you imagine ending this quarter so I could take a damn shot? Dion with just smart ass. He always smart ass. All right. Denise says, green tea here. Okay. All right. That's what's up. Is that regular green tea? Is that a green tea shot? You know about the green tea shots, Tony Barron. That's what we got. That's the shots I got you when you came to Philadelphia. The green tea shots, because Tony's a huge beer drinker, but he admitted that he's not a big liquor drinker. I don't know. Tony, you tell me. Do you indulge in the hard spirits, or are you just like a primary beer dude? Richard, we already know this is a regular in the program, putting Richard's drink up there, which is always Grey Goose and ultralight. So Richard, thanks. Paulatero's in the house. He says, let's go, Howie. Go get Jonathan Taylor. Let me know. I'm gonna take a poll right here. I don't have time. I don't have an intern to put the official poll up. So I'm gonna ask the question. You guys just respond in the chat room. So how many of you guys put your hand, or like put a waving emoji or something? How many of you guys want Jonathan Taylor? Let me know in the chat. Tony's chimed in. He says they were filth. Bourbon and beer for me. Okay, bourbon and beer. That was bourbon. Yeah, okay. If you had told me that, I would have got a shot of bourbon. That was my drink. The brown bourbon. I like bourbon. But I thought you didn't like to drink the hard stuff. Or maybe it was because you had your son with you. You didn't want to go overboard. I got it. Dion is a fine brown drinker himself. He has the Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark, yeah, that was smooth. Maker's Mark it'll get you there. It'll do the job. It'll get the job done. So what are you doing? Because a couple of those shots, you might miss the game. Maker's Mark, you might miss the game. All right, so Isaac. Oh, you know what? I said put the emoji up there. Don't put the emoji up there. I forgot. I can't see the emoji. It doesn't come up as an emoji on this platform. Now, I can see it like when you look at the replay, and maybe you can even see the emoji while you're looking at it online. But to me, in the studio, this online studio, I can't see the emoji. So I'm taking it that Isaac waves his hand that's what that emoji is. So you do want to see Taylor. Le'Veon wants to see Taylor. All right, Palatero, imagine Taylor Swift on the Birds. Yeah, I know. That's great. That would be great. Again, I wouldn't kick him out the bed. I would not. I would definitely welcome him in here. But if you're asking me, do I need him? Like, is he a must-have for me? And I say no. I say I'm okay. I'm okay with Swift. I'm okay with Swift and the committee of running backs that we have. Myron is drinking the Modelo. Okay. Modelo is cool. I had transitioned before I stopped from because I like the Corona. So I had transitioned. Modelo is an underrated beer, but I think it's gaining a lot of popularity. It is gaining a lot of popularity up there. It was underrated maybe a year or two ago, but now it's like it's gaining more popularity. It's coming up the charts. Let's put it that way. Lethia said the only question I have is he healthy? I think he is healthy. He's healthy. I don't think he's been like injury prone in his short career. He's been more dominant than he's been absent from the field. Denise says, I don't think we need any more running backs. We are stacked. I think so also. I think that we can win with the running back room that we have now. Everybody likes to go get this. We wanted what's his name? We wanted that running back in the draft this year. I can't remember his name. His name escapes me right now. But everybody, B-John. Yeah, everybody wanted him, right? Everybody wants Jonathan Taylor. We won a Super Bowl. Guess who we didn't have? We didn't have the number one running back in the league. We didn't have the best running back in the league. But we had one of the top rushing attacks. So to me, being the top rushing attack is more important than having the top back, having the top rusher. I don't know how many out of the past, let's say 8 Super Bowls, how many of those possessed a top 5 running back? Not many, if any. Last year's team didn't possess a top 5 running back. The 2 teams in the Super Bowl didn't possess a top 5 running back. When we won the Super Bowl, we didn't possess a top 5 running back. And I'm talking in terms of yards and skill level. Like those running backs that were considered the top running backs in the league. We didn't have any of those, not last year nor the previous time we went to the Super Bowl. But we did have a top ranked rushing attack. So to me, that's more important than having the top 5 running back in the league. So I'm not going to be mad if they get him, but I don't want to see them give up a lot. And then you have to pay this guy because he wants to be paid. He's not coming here for championships. He wants his paper. Tony says, I posted a tweet from Kenny G to the Eagles talk page. He talking about plans changing, new starts, etc. I was thinking he getting traded, and Michelle thinks he got relationship issues. Michelle probably right. Yo, yeah, maybe because what I'm hearing, the rumors or speculation, It may be speculation. I don't know if they've confirmed this, but I read one story, and I actually had it up here too. One story where they were doing proposed trade compensation for Jonathan Taylor, and it involved Kenny Gainwell. Because you imagine they probably want a running back if they're going to give up their best running back. They're probably going to want a running back. Oh, I just thought of something. If they trade Swift for Jonathan Taylor, I might be okay with that. If they traded Swift for Jonathan Taylor, I like Swifty, but I think Jonathan Taylor is a little bit better. So if we can trade Swifty for Jonathan Taylor, and they're probably going to want draft compensation, but if it's Swifty and for Jonathan Taylor, maybe the draft compensation is not that high, because Swifty, he's not on the level of Jonathan Taylor, but he's not chopped liver either. So, like, if you give up a Swifty for Jonathan Taylor, maybe you don't have to give up a second-round pick. Maybe you get away with a third or fourth, right? So Swifty and a third or fourth. Yeah, I know, Pat. I don't want him to give up. No, I don't want him to give up anybody, And I think that Swift works great with our offense, and that's why I don't really need Jonathan Taylor, because I think Swifty is going to have an awesome year playing in this offense. He can catch. He's shifty. You saw that move last week, man. It was a little Shady-esque. It was Shady-esque, that little shake move, man. So he has the moves. He can catch out of the backfield. You're seeing more that we saw it at the end of last year where they incorporated Kenny Gainwell into the passing game. He had a package at the end of the year. Oh, pause. They had to put in a package for him at the end of last year, and it seems as though they're building on that passing game to the running backs this year, and Swift fits in well with that. Kenny Gainwell fits in well with that. So I think we're good. I think we're really good. Lethia says, throw them Rashad Penny. I'm not impressed. I'm not either, and I'm surprised that he's performing the way that he's performing, because I was low-key, I was all right with Penny. Like, because Penny is, when he's healthy, he has been impressive on the Seattle Seahawks. Unfortunately, he has not shown that part of his game thus far with the Eagles, but the healthy Penny from Seattle is what I was expecting to get. And if we were get that healthy version of Penny, I thought that we were going to be okay even before we got Swifty. I really did. And I know part of it is because of what I've seen him do healthy running in Seattle. And the other part where I have a lot of confidence is in our offensive line. Offensive line they're beasts. And in the running game, they're maulers. They definitely run block better than they pass block. That's their strength. So I thought that Rashard Penny running behind this offensive line was going, along with the other two, Boston Scott and Kenny Gainwell, I thought that trio was going to be effective. And then we added Swifty, and my optimism just went sky high after that. So, Jonathan Taylor, again, not kicking him out, but I don't need him. I don't really need him. I'm okay with who we have. Pat says if anybody has to go, it's Penny or Sermon. Sermon, yeah. That's when you are dictating who you want to give up. You know what I'm saying? That's when you are on this side and you're like, I'll give him this, I'll give him that. But you have to remember there's another side. The Indianapolis Colts are not going to take chopped liver for Jonathan Taylor. There's two sides to a trade. And I know how he has us spoiled. He has us spoiled because he always seems to get the best out of those deals. So that's you guys projecting how he getting over on the Colts. Yeah, we'll give him Penny or Sermon. We'll give him chopped liver. Like, don't get me wrong, because Howie's the kind of guy, in 3 seconds, we'll see an update. Eagles trade for Jonathan Taylor. Gave him the water boy and the massage and the masseuse. and a third round pick. You know, Howie's that guy. So you guys are going off of Howie's history with fleecing the other team. But, you know, there's another side to this. The Indianapolis Colts would be fools to take a Penny or Sermon for Jonathan Taylor. Well, I wouldn't say fools, because if they were to agree on running backs of that caliber, then you know that the draft compensation would not be, it would be higher. I don't believe that they're that stupid. If they would consider Penny and or Sermon, then they're going to want at least a second round pick. At the least. At the least. You're talking about giving up maybe the top back in the league, right? So they may be looking for first round compensation, actually. And if those are the running backs that you're moving for Jonathan Taylor, they probably would have a good case. Like, we're going to give you perhaps the best running back in the league, and we're getting back Penny. That's not equal. We got to balance this trade out. That's not equal. So in addition to Penny, they might want a first round pick. At the very least, a second round pick. Because I'm not saying Rashad Penny is chopped liver, but, you know, he does have injury issues. So they would definitely pull that out. You know how negotiations goes. They would definitely pull that out and try to downplay him or bring his value down. Richard Lawton said Taylor had 6,000 yards in 3 years. Yes, he's a beast. He's great. Susan says, just let it roll. We will adjust as needed. Yeah, I say let it roll too. Oh, Pat, you don't have to go there. We gave him Wentz chopped liver. Yeah, we did give him Wentz. But they wanted that chopped liver. You know what I'm saying? Like, they were chopped liver lovers. You know, they were chopped liver lovers. That's why we was able to get over it, because they wanted that chopped liver. This is different. Do the Colts want this chopped liver for what they're giving up? I don't know. Tony Burns, in the end, if Howie wants it done, it'll happen on his terms. Yes, I do agree with that, Tony. Howie is a wizard when it comes to trade battles or trade deals. Ed says that chopped liver missed the playoffs by one game. Yeah. Yeah, he did. All right, Letheon. He says, man, look out for Fred Johnson this year. He's a beast on the O-line. Yeah, we just acquired him, right? I think I just read that in the news. Fred Johnson, 2-year contract. Yeah, that's good. That's good for us. I like the talent on this team. Bill Crow says, I believe that we are good now, injuries aside. I do too. I think this is still a very talented roster. I can't wait to see them on the field in about 10 minutes. Let me end the quarter so damn Dion can take a shot before he opens his smart ass mouth. Let me hold on. Let me get. All right, we're going to end this quarter, Dion.
And that's the end of the quarter.
All right, get your damn shot ready. All right, you're listening to Eagles Talk, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. Yo, I get my everything tightened up tomorrow. Look, I look a little raggedy right here. Oh my goodness. I hate that. You know, podcasting is different. You don't have to be on the camera, but this YouTubing, different. So, all right. So you're watching Eagles, the most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by Eagles fans for Eagles fans. And here on Eagles Talk, we like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite beverage in the form of shots. So Pat is down there. He's doing what are you doing down there, Pat? I know you're doing a shot with us. So I know you announced it earlier. You come and see it. I don't want to go all the way up there. See, can you tell me what you're doing? Oh, Buffalo Trace. All right, I see it. So Pat's doing the Buffalo Trace, and somebody's doing, well, no, Tony's not doing the burn, but he likes. Oh, yeah, that's good. Good point right there. I'm going to bring that up after this. All right, so here we go. Let me know what you're drinking out there. Here we go, taking a shot to our Philadelphia Eagles. Everyone. Oops, let me get the board ready. All right. Everybody down the hatch. 3, 2, 1.
Listening to the third quarter.
Third quarter. In this third quarter, let's talk about this, Tony, because I got an interesting way of determining the draft order. But Tony says, more importantly, when is Eagles Talk fantasy drafting going on? Pat is our commissioner. He puts that league together. So, Pat, we need you to do that. How many weeks do we got before the season? We need to. All right. So, this upcoming week, between now and next Thursday, I'm going to be putting out the notice for sign up. And it's a first come, first serve type deal. The champion is automatically in. I am almost tempted to make the playoff teams of last year automatic entries also if they want to return as a reward, because it's a tough league to get into. As a reward, I'll figure it out. But definitely the champion is back in the league, and I forget who it is. I have to go back to the league to see who that was. I know my sister-in-law was the runner-up, and she got a raw deal too. And the year before that, we had a woman runner-up last year. The year before, we had a woman win the league. Nichelle, our very own Nichelle, won the league over me in the championship game. I tried to play it off like, I didn't play any of my Dallas players because I didn't want them on my team, and I just couldn't stand to see me win a fantasy football league with the stinking cow turd. So I took them all out in the championship game. But even with that said, I would have still got my ass busted. I mean, she was rolling. So, but yeah, I'll make up my mind on that. But here, listen to this as a method to determine the draft order. So this is what we're going to do. Great idea, right? So for those who actually made it in, again, it's a first come, first serve. So if you want to be considered, you better be in our Eagles Talk Facebook group, because it's only the invitation is only extended to those. It's a exclusive club. So you have to be in that group. And when I post on who is interested, it is a first come, first serve basis, like a first come, first serve basis. I'm an old head, so that's Run DMC. All right, so it's going to be a first come, first serve basis, right? Once we determine the participants in this league, check out this. Tell me how cool this is. Each team will submit, or each owner will submit their favorite song. You will give me your favorite song. And then I will take those, because we play with 12 players, right? I will take those 12 songs and put them in a playlist on my phone. And I will hit shuffle. And the order of those 12 songs will determine the order of the draft. So the first song that comes on in that playlist when I hit shuffle will be the number 12 pick. The second song comes on will be another 11th pick, all the way down to the last song. The last song will be the first draft pick in the draft. So how cool is that? That's kind of fun, right? So everybody will pick a song. I'll put it in a playlist. Those 12 songs will go on a playlist, and I'll hit shuffle. And then we'll see in what order the phone plays those songs, and that will determine the draft order. I like that. So how many teams? It's 12 teams. We had 12 teams last year. We're going to do 12 teams again. Turn down for what? Susan says turn down for what? That's going to be her song. All right. Ed says he's retired from fantasy football. I think I got that idea off of online or something, but it just sounded so cool. I said, I got to give it I got to say. All right. So just give me a heads up. Oh, yeah. Tony's like, look, if I say I'm going to post it tomorrow at at 2 o'clock. Tony's already into tomorrow. It's already tomorrow. It's already the 25th where Tony is. So it's what? It's about to be 8 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. It's about to be 10 o'clock in the morning down there, Tony. I think I got the hours down now. I think you guys are plus 14 hours. So it's almost about 10 o'clock in the morning, Tony. It's already Friday, about to turn 10 o'clock in the morning for Tony Barron because he's from Australia. I got another resident from Australia, too. He's not on here tonight. He usually chimes in. E-Money Bentley, go Birds. What's up? Thanks for joining in, E-Money. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button, man. We need all the subscribers we get. I'm trying to get up to 1,000, man. Come on. You know, we do numbers on Facebook, but we're trying to get up to 1,000 followers, man. So tell your friends, everybody on Facebook, please. If you're not doing that, go over to YouTube and give us that. Give us that subscribe, man. Come on, help us out. You like the show? I like y'all. Come on, give us that. 10 a.m. Friday there. Yeah, so I got it down now. I know. Dawson says, go Birds. That's what's up. Yeah. So remember, we're going to be announcing that. That starts fights. What starts fights, Susan? What starts fights? So, you know, I'll be announcing it, and I have to block the Dallas fans. Look, this is I'm going to speak to this right quick. The year that I lost in the shell, I was late to the draft, so it was an auto draft. I think 3 out of my first 5 picks were Dallas Cowboys. So if you are, and I'll make this announcement also, if you are going to consider being in this league, please be serious. Because we've had some people that they tap out real early and and they don't compete. So don't do that. If you're not going to compete, let somebody else come in that wants to play. Because this is bragging rights. I take it seriously. Last year, I didn't do as well, but I think that year that Nichelle beat me, I was dominating. All the way up into the championship game. I was dominating. She was too. She was good. She was like, I think I was ranked number 1 the most of that year, and she was like number 2. So, I mean, if you're not going to, if you're not going to compete, then don't sign up, because we like to keep it a competitive league, and don't be a sore loser because you had some injuries or whatever. It's not over. I've been playing fantasy football since like 1992. I was playing before they put the stats on the website. Before the websites had fantasy football, I was playing. I had to go get the newspaper. Don't I sound like an old guy? I had to go get the newspaper like your grandfather, right? I had to go look at the newspaper and look at the stats to write down your scores. But I've always been a GM. Like if you're a true GM, you make adjustments on the fly. I mean, drafting is only one part of it. I've done a lot of damage through the years, and I got about 6 fantasy football championships. I'm like the Steelers. I got like 6 fantasy championships, right? And I've done a lot of damage on the waiver wire and being a good GM because it's hard to make trades. No, I hate that too. A lot of people don't like the trade, but I'll do the trades. But I definitely scour the waiver wire and try to get that untapped talent. I remember one year picking up LaDainian Tomlinson, although he was kind of popular, but I think I got him as a rookie, man. And rookie running backs some of them do good, but I got him as a rookie. Nobody wanted to take a chance on him. I took a chance on him. I picked up some gems off the waiver wires. So, if your team gets injured, man, don't bail out on us. Take for the game, and it's about to get loud. Yeah. All right. It is time for the game. I'm about to get out of here. You guys go and watch the game. Take your notes. Enjoy the young players. This is still something to see. So enjoy the young players out there. The Nakobe Deans, the Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Sidney Brown, Nolan Smith, Ricks, Blankenship. Does Blankenship won't play? That's right. Blankenship won't play. He won't be in there. But go watch those guys and come back and we'll talk about it next Thursday, man. Pat, we miss you. Nichelle, miss you guys. I held it down. How did I do? Give me a rating from 1 to 10. How did I do tonight? 1 to 10 before we go out here. All right, and I'll do one more shot for you guys so you get ready for the game. So, all right, this Eagles Talk, most unique Eagles coverage show around. That's by Eagles fans, for Eagles fans. We like to talk about our favorite football team, the Philadelphia Eagles. We do so in such a relaxed manner that we enjoy our favorite shots our favorite beverage in the form of shots. So here we go. I'm going to do the monster, and I'm going to go watch this game, and I'm going to be loud and rowdy. Pat, where's you watching it? Is the game on where you're at? Because you're in Florida. Is the game on? All right, so here we go. Raise your glass to our Philadelphia Eagles as we go watch this preseason game, man. All right, everybody down the hatch. 3, 2, 1. And I'm out, man. You guys enjoy the game. I'll see you guys next Thursday, and hopefully I'll have co-hosts here. And thank you for the rating. I love that. All right. We're out. Peace.
We go live in 5, 4, 3, 2. Smash him up, crack that fool. Quarterback whack, yo, sack that fool. Hit him,